My friends from Mauritius will know that the Prime Minister declared 2026 as the year of the economy. And what does it mean exactly, the year of the economy? After 1 year in government, we have managed to put our economy on the right track. Facts speak for themselves. I'll give you 4 examples. Our growth rate is at 3.2%. Inflation has stabilized at 3.7%. Our gross international reserves have exceeded $10 billion. Our gross tourism earnings are expected to exceed 100 billion rupees. The Economic Development Board has outperformed itself. For the first time, after many years, they have been able to attract approximately 38 billion rupees of FDI as compared to 32 billion in 2024. And exports has increased from 465 billion to about 485 billion rupees. Facts speak for themselves. This government has managed to put our economy on the right track. Now, what does it mean for the ordinary Mauritian? We should do better this year as compared to last year on all these, but not limited to the few indicators that I have given you. But more importantly, it means that we need to create more jobs opportunities for our people, for our children. We need to improve the quality of life. We need to improve the cost of living. This is what it means to our nation. The reason I have started with that is because, and how it's relevant to today's context, is because digital finance and international digital finance will be 2 key force multipliers for our economic growth. Mauritius is not only promoting digital finance domestically, but Mauritius proposes to enhance its existing financial center into an international financial center. Allow me to explain myself again how we are doing that. Firstly, we are building a digital bridge between Asia and Africa. I'll give you an example. I'll just explain myself. Today, Mauritius is connected between Africa and Asia through the Safe East and the Safe West. But many of you don't know that. They are coming to an end in 2027. Having said that, this government is actively looking at options. We are looking at an option T3, Mauritius to Africa, T4, Mauritius to India, CCOM, Lion Cable. You know, companies like Meta, Google, Amazon are in the process of setting up their own cables from Africa to Asia. But unfortunately, they are not landing in Mauritius yet, unless we can convince them to land in Mauritius. Many of you would not know that, but Mauritius is also the landing site of a few satellites. So this is the digital network connectivity that Mauritius will find itself at the center of. And this is where cybercrime, cyber network security come into place. We manage our risks. We have ensured that we are an investment-grade jurisdiction. In 2027, we are going to have the FATF review. And the main concern of the FATF has been about the effectiveness of our enforcement. Once again, the conference today is relevant. It's good to promulgate laws, but unless you enforce these laws, it's not effective. And this year, we have to ensure that we are effective in enforcing our FATF commitments. When the CEO Global CEO of Standard Chartered Bank came to Mauritius, and he was explaining to me they believe that digital finance is the future. They already hold a custody license for stable coins in the US, and they were planning to have one for the region, Middle East and Africa in ADGM, in Abu Dhabi. I told them, why don't you consider having it in Mauritius? Because this is what I believe our future is. Our future is necessarily going to be digital finance. Unlike the Oracle of Omaha, we do not have the luxury of not accepting reality and moving with change. We have to move with change. That's where our future is. But we have at the same time to create the necessary ecosystem to preserve our reputation, to preserve our integrity. This has been the hallmark of Mauritius as an international financial center. I believe Mauritius would be an important player in the value chain of digital finance and digital assets. I believe, for instance, why can't we have a security operations center, cyber security operations center for the whole continent based out of Mauritius? These are the kinds of ideas that we have. These are the kinds of ideas that we are exploring. And this is why the Mauritius government believes in capacity building. And here I must particularly commend the MRA, especially the Director General and the chairperson and the whole board and the management for the amount of resources and efforts that they dedicate in capacity building. And Mauritius has a good history of capacity building with the US. We host the IMF Center of Excellence for Africa in Mauritius. We are also in discussions to host the World Bank Center of Excellence for digital finance, a bit like the Singapore model in Mauritius. We host a few centers of excellence of the United Nations in Mauritius. We believe in capacity building because this is what will help create jobs and inclusion in Mauritius. And this is what will enable the creation of jobs and inclusion in the continent of Africa. Mauritius will continue to play its role in capacity building. Now, when it comes to law enforcement, I'm very happy that we have the Commissioner of Police here, the acting Director of the Financial Crimes Commission, and other members of law enforcement here. As you all know, the Prime Minister is working on a national crimes agency. I won't say it's the FBI of Mauritius, but we want it to be as effective as you have been in the US. And if you allow me, I'd like to share a little story, a little kind of a comparison here. I don't know how many of you know the story of the deer and the lion. No? You know, over a long period, like a deer runs faster than a lion. Its high speed is up to 60 miles per hour over a long distance. And the highest speed of a lion is only 40 miles per hour over a long distance. So cyber criminals, financial criminals, they think like they are like the deer. They keep running over the long distance. They run faster than the lion. That's what they think. But the lion always hunts the deer. Why is that so? Because when the lion is ready, its high speed reaches 80 miles per hour. And this is when it hunts the deer. So this is the way that I see a future national crime agency. The law enforcement agencies of Mauritius will hunt the criminals, and they'll go for the kill. We will not see people walking and having tea at places. That's the way I see a future national crimes agency of Mauritius, and I thank you for the workshop that you're conducting here today, because we have taken years and years and years to build our reputation, and we will ensure that we preserve our reputation. And once again, because I have my colleagues from Mauritius here, I'll make an appeal to you. This is the year, as the Prime Minister has said in his speech, that we convert pledges, we accelerate pledges into action, promises into progress. My dear friends, this is the year that we accelerate reform, transform and perform for jobs and inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, allow me to declare the workshop open. Have a good workshop. Thank you very much.